I would say get educated, work with people that are doing it. Um, because it's a team sport at this level. You gotta have people that you know and trust. That's critical. Um, if you're trying to take down a bigger deal yourself, you're not going to be taken seriously. This is much more of a relationship game.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Stephen Predmore, is the founder of Talbot Investments and is active across single family as well as multifamily, including apartments and hotels. He also has an engineering background. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Great. Thanks for having me, Dylan. I'm excited to be here and tell my story.
I always like to start off at the top of the show and ask my guests, really how real estate came to be part of their lives. How'd you get into real estate?
It happened with a job loss, kind of a very unexpected job loss, late teens, 2018. And I remember it very vividly. It was the Sunday after a Super Bowl. We all walked in, and my major manufacturing employer let the entire basically team go. We never saw it coming. They walked us out. I remember going back to the parking lot, just kind of being stunned, calling my boss who was remote, and he was unaware. So it was a part of a large, corporate downsizing event, and I just really wasn't prepared. And that was kind of my impetus. I'd always, been watching HGTV shows and kind of was always interested in real estate. I'm a mechanical engineer, also done some software engineering, and I always had it in the back of my mind that I could flip a house or I could do that. So that was kind of the impetus to get going into it. I'm
Yeah.
in Maryland, and it's Baltimore, Maryland specifically. It's a very cheaper state, cash flow. It's a great cash flow market, and that's how I got started. I ended up taking some of my old retirement funds and using that as kind of my seed money to get started. Again, cheap houses in Baltimore. I bought a couple houses for $65,000. Some people won't believe that, but a couple of row homes for $65,000, and I put $40,000 into them. I was doing pretty well. I was making $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
That's pretty good cash flow, well over the 1% rule. But just it was going well till it didn't. We had some COVID hit. We had some rent moratoriums and things, and people stopped paying. And being in Maryland and definitely in Baltimore, it's very blue and very tenant friendly. And I couldn't get them out for like over 6 months. So that obviously kills cash flow, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it again.
Now, when we talk about investing in some of these areas, you talk about, Baltimore, Maryland. I'm uh, born and raised in northern New Jersey. Does this, I mean, to me, from the outside looking in, it impacts the cost of everything. Because if you know that, hey, there could be a landlord tenant battle that could go on for months and months or a year, this is just going to have the impact of increasing rents. Is that your experience as well, or is that not necessarily true?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
The rising cost of materials and whatnot. Is that what you is that what you're getting at?
Rents specifically, because if you're a landlord, right, and you're coming in investing in an area like Baltimore, like, a northern New Jersey where I'm from, you're knowing that, hey, worst case scenario, there's going to be a eviction battle that could last quite a long time. So kind of to hedge against that, the rents are going to be higher. Is that generally true?
I don't know. A 3 2 bedroom in Baltimore, it was renting for 1,400. It's probably going for 1,600 at this point. It's not great, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say. Um, but cost of entry is cheaper with Baltimore and like Philly and Pittsburgh. Some of these kind of older cities, high cash flow. In theory, um, that's just. I couldn't push rents, so I did have a little bit of I couldn't push rents as much as I wanted. So after I had that eviction issue, I did go the Section 8 route. I took that same house and just went the Section 8 route. Um, and that was good for a little bit. It got a little bit bump over like market rates. It wasn't huge, but also with Section 8 comes with a lot of strings attached, inspections every year, and so it worked out okay. It wasn't a home run just because we're on the East Coast. I mean, the rents weren't killer.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. And I hear this from many investors as well, talking about these types of issues, and specifically the eviction deal, and then talking about investing out of state as well. And I know that you're active in areas like the Carolinas, Texas, and Arizona. Investing out of state, was there a learning curve there? How did you acquire those properties and then manage them?
So I joined Masterminds. That's the number one thing that I did. After I had the two in Baltimore, and I lost a lot of money on the eviction and getting them out, and lost rent. I said, I'm an engineer. There's got to be a better way. So that's when I started looking at small multifamily mastermind groups. And I joined one. It was actually out of Ohio. And just a great learning curve being around other people that were kind of at a similar place than me. They all had a handful of single family homes and were just kind of sick of it, kind of sick of doing that active management, that really hands on active management, going there every day after work, that kind of stuff. So I joined Masterminds. Um, I just kind of hooked up with other people that were like me, and we found some deals. We did a deal in the Carolinas, and again, I wasn't there. I'm living in Maryland, so
Yeah.
I was doing co-GP work. So we met people in these groups that were boots on the ground in these areas, and they were our property manager, they were our GC, so they kind of handled that as well. I also joined, I was kind of hungry. We did a 30 unit deal in Anchorage, Alaska. Um,
Oh, wow.
so, that was where I was at the point. I was very excited. The deal was okay. Didn't turn out great, but a lot of learning, a lot of learning. We also did another JV deal in West Virginia, another red state, that turned out to be a home run. So, I've kind of with
I
some wins
actually
and some losses.
I haven't spoken to anyone who's done a deal in West Virginia, but I'm
Mhm.
very curious about that market because it doesn't get as much glitz and glamour as some other markets, which leads me to think that there's good deals out there. Because if the number of people looking at the market may be smaller, that also means that there's more opportunity, especially if you can find deals maybe close to a metro. What is the market like out there in West Virginia? And Were you looking just at multifamily deals, or were you also looking at single family as well?
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Nope, wasn't looking at single family. And just to be clear, it's Charlestown, West Virginia, which is pretty much a suburb of Washington D.C., of greater
Okay.
D.C. It's about an hour away. So, and the area is booming. Um, but other parts of West Virginia, more rural, obviously. No, I wasn't looking for single family. Again, I was kind of already I've done the math and I'm going multifamily at this point. Um, it was a JV deal that one of my mastermind members found, and we formed a JV together. It's a smaller deal. It's only I think 1.8 million it cost. So, a JV deal where we came in, we each put in money. We also got bank debt and we took that down. We had a great property manager there already. So, I mean, I do interact with other people that are investing in single families in West Virginia, and they are doing okay. Um, Again, not the huge economic drivers that obviously Washington D.C. is, and with remote work, we've had great almost 100% occupancy the whole time. Charlestown's a good area. They got a casino, they got a horse track, so there's a lot of drivers there that are bringing people from DC.
Now, when we talk about going from single family into to multifamily, and you mentioned, the scale and also not having to deal with, an eviction on one property, and then that could effectively tie up your entire cash flow on that deal. Um, what would be your feedback for folks who are making the same transition? Hey, they may have, one or two rentals, but they're interested in getting in a multi.
I would say get educated, work with people that are doing it. Um, because it's a team sport at this level. You gotta have people that you know and trust. That's critical. Um, if you're trying to take down a bigger deal yourself, you're not going to be taken seriously. This is much more of a relationship game with, the people that you're buying it from are more professional business owners. The banks that you're trying to get debt from are more professional, and you're not even going to qualify for the loan. You got to have the liquidity in your bank account to be able to get that loan. So it's more of a team sport, and it's seller financing is a lot more common, so you got to come at it with a team mentality, and so it's finding those people. And I highly recommend masterminds that you know people that are like you are kind of getting together, and that's where you find those people. At least I did.
Now, I also know that you've been involved in a hotel deal, if I'm not mistaken. I have spoken with a couple folks who've done a hotel deal before. Walk me through that.
So that was my initial foray into the mastermind. The leader actually did a syndication with some hotels in his syndication, so I invested in that with him. Like you said, yeah, it is a scarier animal, I think. I have not been part of the active side of hotels and management. I haven't got into that. I've kind of found my niche in value add multifamily. So I'm kind of sticking with that. But yes, I did invest in a deal, and I have, part of the mastermind group was education and how do you underwrite hotels and that thing, and it's very interesting. I haven't done one actively.
Now, when you're looking at apartments, are you looking? You mentioned value add. I'm imagining, therefore, you're looking for either some level of physical distress or maybe some type of managerial distress, but something where both it underwrites and then also you can do some type of value add in there as well. I would also follow that up with: is there like a specific number of units that you're looking for when you're looking at deals?
So I've grown. I've matured. Like I said, we did a 30 unit deal, we did a 23 unit deal, we did a 54 unit deal in North Carolina. Um, what I've found is I want to start working with larger operators, and I'm kind of transitioning. Again, it's evolution. We're all evolving. I like
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I'm finding that, like I said, it's a team sport, and these bigger deals, they need people that can help raise money for these deals. These some of the deals we're talking about now are 200, 250 unit multifamily. So these are larger multi-million dollar deals that need a multi-million dollar amount of equity brought to the table with investors. As far as market and in our buy box, it's 1980s and 1990s. Um, Class B areas, working class. So if you get a vintage that they just haven't like done any renovations at all since that's an easy value. One of the things that we typically do is we add washers and dryers. Um,
Mm.
some of the other things we do to add value, we put covered parking. So some of these areas are really warmer areas. So you add covered parking, and you can get a premium for that. Um, those are some of the markets and things that we look for. Also now, one of the big distresses is debt. So people that are
Right.
coming due on debt, and it may be running operationally okay, but their debt is due. They may have financed in 2020, and now typically commercial financing is on 5-year notes, and people may be in trouble. And now that interest rates have doubled and tripled in some cases, the bank, you're no longer able to qualify for the loan because your DSCR, what you're bringing in isn't enough. So the bank wants you to come to the table with more money, and people are in distress and they have to exit. So those are some of the other distressful things that we look for.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I've seen that as well. Again, from the outside looking in, I've been seeing more and more folks in the multifamily space who, for one reason or another, or maybe a combination of factors. You mentioned the rates have doubled, but also we were talking before the podcast. Moratorium on rents during
Yeah.
COVID, and then general rent
Yeah.
stabilization over time. It lends itself to kind of a storm of events for multifamily investors. Does this also mean that there's more multifamily operators and investors who are maybe open to fielding seller finance offers at this point?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah, we see that a lot, and that's what I like about multifamily as well. There's a lot more negotiation. There's a lot more creative things. There's also more debt stacking. You can get your primary debt with the bank, and then you can get other type of mezzanine debt. You can get seller financing. You can bring in some equity partners. You can bring in some just debt partners. So there's different ways to raise money for these deals, and banks are expecting that. Like if you try to do that with just buying a single family home and saying, "Well, I'm getting this money from this person and this money from this person," you're going to get a lot of red flags everywhere. Like they want to see that kind of coming from you. So that's what I like about it. It's more professional people. It's more professional environment. So yeah.
Yeah, that can lend itself towards being able to do deals like that more creatively. I know
Yep.
in the single family space, much of it is explaining right to all sides, hey, this is what's going to happen. And if it's a creative deal, you're having to break down this process to someone who may be completely unfamiliar with this.
Right.
But if everyone is investors already, they have some level of baseline understanding of what the possible options are. Um, We are coming up on time here, though, Stephen. Where can folks go? Where can our audience go to learn more about Talbot Investments, or how can folks reach out to you or your team?
Yeah, great. Thanks for asking. Yeah, my website is talbotinvestments.com. We work with a lot of engineers, software engineers, mechanical engineers that are looking to kind of pivot. They know real estate's sexy. Real estate's not a tough sell to anyone. Um, but they want to get involved, but they're not quite sure how to do it. And so we help investors with, cash flowing passive investments, mailbox money, as some people say, to kind of get started. We're also open to doing other smaller JV deals. We haven't done one in a while. We've kind of really been doing the larger multifamily this past year. We've done 4 deals this past year in the Carolinas, and really love that market. But it's not to say that we're not open to doing smaller deals in West Virginia, other red states, honestly. So that's how they can reach me. Also, I'm very active on LinkedIn, Stephen Predmore.
Stephen, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Dylan. Have a good time.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.